Hi guys, welcome back to TNG Productions. My name is Tom, and in this video we'll be providing a brief overview of the upcoming Union in Chains campaign for the tabletop skirmish game Guild Ball. We'll be looking at which players are being contested in the scenario, as well as some very early speculation as to their possible transfer impacts. So we'll start this video with the pirate princess Gutter, who is being contested by the Butchers and Fishermen's Guild. The chain grabbing exile has been missing since Rage's brutal coup in the Union, and now has the opportunity for a triumphant return. Her two potential landing spots could not really be more divisive, though her role in both should be quite similar. Gutter loves scything through grouped opponents and should look at both Ox and Corsair lineups with menacing glee. Mechanically, Gutter is seen far more with fish lineups than Butchers, and is arguably a better main roster fit when the Butchers already have the likes of veteran Ox and Meathook who fill similar roles. That being said, having Gutter as a friendly guild model for Ox could lead to some high damaging output. In terms of storyline, both options pose interesting variants, with the Butchers ideally suited to a path of bloody revenge, while the Fish offer a more wholesome second chance at pirating with a brand new crew. Next up we have the fencing forward Decimate, who has the unenviable problem of landing in a divided team no matter what her choice is. The Masons and Brewers both have prior experience with her, though her weak-willed nature should do little in the wider shadow games each team is facing. As a consistent momentous attacker with good movement and buffs, Decimate is an attractive option for both teams. Mason coaches will remember the Chisile well from Season 2, while Brewers would love the guarantees that her playbook and stats bring, especially that Momentous 2. One might argue that she will struggle to fit into quite a lot of lineups that these teams both bring, with only Hammer looking like a possible recruiter, while Honor, Tapper and Estes already have their favoured friends. Fluff-wise though, as a former brewer, Decimate could finally make her way back into the gang despite her alternate alcoholic tastes. Though a much more digestible route would be the submissive fencer bowing to the will of the new Titanic Mason's captain. Moving forward, we have the often sidelined Druid Hemlock, who has the Morticians and Hunters vying for her contract. Now this is perhaps the most surprising choice of the campaign, and we can bet the coaches of both teams would have probably preferred to be contesting a certain Feral Huntress. In terms of gameplay though, Hemlock is very much a control piece and could find her way into certain Mortician lineups where beneficial. Her fragile nature might also play to the strengths of the Spook's Guild identity cards, whereas Hunters players might be scratching their heads as to how to get good use out of yet another influence-hungry model. Story-wise, a veteran makeover is probably the best bet for this signing to make complete sense, giving Hemlock a more driven reason and some much-needed character development. We will, however, suggest that a Minx transfer battle could have been absolutely bombastic given the Season 2 interactions between her, Obulus and Theron, but that'll just have to go on our wish list. Conversely, the final transfer battle of the campaign is perhaps the most intriguing of them all, with both the Engineers and the Alchemists challenging for the signature of Harry the Hat. One of the most consistent Union choices for both teams, Harry has a clear place with any of his new prospective captains, thanks to his control piece nature. He has easy access to reliable momentum, control through his Molotov and playbook, and a fantastic team aura thanks to his eponymous hat, leading to a really attractive footballing piece. One might argue that with the advent of the guild identity cards, he has slightly greater synergy with the Alchemist, but this is very much up for debate with the new cards. As a story exercise, Harry's transfer should require the least amount of pondering thanks to his well-established backstory, or that of his headgear to be exact. One could simply kill off the current incumbent of the title and replace him with a fresh-faced signee for the new team, or have the current holder return to one of his predecessor's guild teams, kind of like passing on the mantle or taking it back. So yeah, there you have it, 4 varying competitions for roster challenges in the mob football world. Now it's important to note that this is still really early information and things could change dramatically between now and the end of the campaign. Will the players become veteran versions of themselves? Will teams be punished if they lose the shadow games? All is still to be revealed, but in the meantime we'd love to hear your thoughts. Who would you pick for your guild to compete for? Are there any potential mismatches? What could each transfer mean to certain teams? Is there anyone you would have liked to see transferred? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, I've been Tom from Tabletop and Gaming, and we wish you the very best of luck out there on the field.